G'day everyone, Prep Aussie here. I hope you're all well in whatever part of the world you're watching this video. Today is Wednesday, the 19th of September 2018, and the time here is 0900 Australian Eastern Standard Time. Well folks, sorry about the setting. I know it's hard to see my face, etc., but you'll get over it. It's just for a day. My son's sleeping in his bedroom and I can't use his room. So there you go. Back to the old familiar rainforest setting. Look, a couple of things came up yesterday. Great comments back on the punters forum, by the way. There's something that came up yesterday that I wanted to go through, and it's becoming increasingly obvious that Trump is heading down a particular byway which is not on the same parallel as all the other roads. And I'm going to go through this quickly with you because it's increasingly obvious that he's actually heading, that next month is going to be the big month, a big month. And I'm going to just try and connect the dots for you so you can actually follow. So I'm going to show you the first bit, okay, which is National Preparedness Month. Now this is the presidential proclamation. I'm sure you've all heard of it, but it's on the whitehouse.gov site. National Preparedness Month excuse me, is a time to focus our attention on the importance of preparing our families, homes, businesses and communities for disasters that threaten our lives, property and homeland. During this time, we also honour the brave men and women who selflessly respond to crises and disasters, rendering aid to those in need. These first responders who work tirelessly to safeguard our nation and protect our citizens deserve our utmost gratitude and appreciation. Tragedies are a sombre reminder that preparedness is shared responsibility and that it is critical to maintain readiness. All Americans can prepare for potential disasters by developing and practicing a family emergency response plan, assembling a disaster supply kit, signing up for alerts on mobile devices, setting aside emergency savings, and maintaining adequate insurance policies for their homes and businesses. The Federal Emergency Management Agency Ready campaign outlines the other important steps to best prepare for a major disaster. This month, I encourage all Americans to take the opportunity to ensure that they have an emergency response plan in place and be ready to be properly executed. Therefore, I, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the constitutional laws of the United States, do hereby proclaim September 2018 as National Preparedness Month. I encourage all Americans, including federal, state and local officials, to take action to prepare for disasters or emergency by making and practicing their emergency response plans. So, look, and before anyone says anything, I do realise that he's not the only president to ever do this, but there's also a couple of other things that have happened that are a little bit worrying. He's also organised for a big test of the emergency broadcast system, both on phones and on TV and radio. That's never been done before. The only other person to do it, I think from memory, was John F. Kennedy. And then they shot him because he was going to try and get a message out, apparently. Now, that's a worry in itself. And what he's actually saying there is, because really, why is there any other need to test it when they know that it works anyway? Now, you have to cast your mind back to the last time you remember this happening, which was when Hawaii was supposed to be getting hit with a nuclear bomb. missile, and the emergency prepared system went off. Do you remember? And it was fake. It wasn't fake. There was actually something happening, but the actual message was wrong, which tells you that it was corrupted, which tells you that they took it over again. Now, since Trump's taken power, he's actually also taken over control of the Federal Reserve. Now, if you know anything about management or, fiscal arrangements, you can't just walk into a place and take it over and think you know everything about the way that runs. It takes you a good couple of weeks, months, to actually get to the point where you're actually comfortable with what you think you know about money, budgets, adjustments, everything. You can't just walk in and think you're going to be there, and you're going to take over and everything's going to be fine. Now, Trump's put his number one person, got rid of Janet Yellen, put his number one bloke in there many months ago, 6 months ago, I believe it was. It's one of the first things Trump did. Now, yesterday, something interesting happened, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to use Stroppy Me's site here. Now, Stroppy put this on his site yesterday. Press release. Richard H. Clarida, sworn in as Vice Chairman and member of the Board of Governors for the Federal Reserve. Now I'm going to let this play. Hang on a sec.
Well, this is a press release dated 17th of September telling us that Richard Clarida, sworn in as Vice Chairman and member of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System. President Trump on April 16th announced his intention to nominate Dr. Clarida to an unexpired term as a board member ending on January 31, 2022, and to a 4-year term as Vice Chairman. He was confirmed to both positions on August the 28th. And that was just a reminder that Trump has his man in the Federal Reserve Bank. Anyway, a quick video is a good video.
Okay, well, look, that went under the radar, and that's extremely important. Extremely important. Because now Trump is actually taking control of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve. And I would assume that they know everything about how bad everything is, and they're working out a plan to do something about it. Now, Trump seems to me to be a very religious person and works to certain times and dates with things. And it seems to me every time I start reading stuff about Q or listen to Strop and everything he tells about Q, Trump seems to do things based on calendar dates. So if September is National Preparedness Month, then October must be the month. Because you would assume that you'd come in, take control, and then set into place plans for the next month. That would be what I would do. Matter of fact, that's probably what a lot of people would do. So, having said that, what I did was, I looked at the dates, the Jewish calendar dates for October. Now, you might think that's weird, but why did I pick the Jewish calendar dates? Trump knows that nothing can happen for America unless Israel and the rule of gospel law is brought back into play. Because it's a good versus evil type of thing. Now, Trump is well aware of that, and what he's actually doing is working towards specific dates. And I've been following this for a while. Now, what I'm going to show you is quite amazing. Let me show you the Jewish calendar dates for October. And these are the Jewish calendar dates on Wikipedia for October. Now, you've got September 30th there. Hoshana Rabbah, the seventh day of the Jewish holiday of Sukkot, is known as the day is marked by a special synagogue service in which 7 circuits are made by the worshippers and their lulav and edrog, whatever that means. Now that's the last day of September by the Jewish calendar. Now, if you start going through these, then they don't really mean a lot to someone who's not Jewish, to be honest with you. But then I got to this one, and this kind of stood out to me. October 9th to the 10th. And then it didn't say anything on the back side of it. So I was thinking, okay, what is this then? So I clicked on this. And then I started reading it. In a regular Kizridan year, whatever Mekizrav has 29 days. But because of Rosh Hashanah proponent rules, in some years an additional day is added to make a year a full Mela year. Makazam Van is an autumn month which occurs in October-November in the Gregorian calendar. Given the Akkadian etymology, it seems likely, whatever that means, and in some point in time since WRH is a Semitic root for moon, and then month, blah, 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 blah. Right. Now, when you go down and you read what this is all about, it's all about the Great Flood. The Great Flood, which according to the Bible wiped out the world, started in Markazesivan. Now, the thing that struck me about this is the Great Flood. Isn't that the time, if you like, for the Great Cleansing? I.e., the slate gets wiped clean, we all start from scratch again, and the Great Reset happens and is in motion. So, and I've been following this for a while, and if I was a betting man, I would pick that date, which is the 9th to the 10th, I think it was, of October. October 9th to the 10th. Rosh Kodesh of Chesvan. Now, I might be wrong, but it seems very significant to me that the date of the Great Flood is now upon us, and Trump is doing exactly that, wiping the slate clean. Am I right? Am I wrong? Who knows? But it seems pretty ominous to me. Ominous to me that that's the date. Something for everyone to think about, and be interested to see your thoughts and comments. Okay, folks, here's the verse of the day. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interest of the others. Whoa, very good, very good. I'll try hard. And as always, folks, we'll end with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen. All right, folks, I'll leave it there, but I'll be interested to see everyone else's views on that, because it is very bloody interesting. And if it is true, then you've got about 2 weeks to get ready before the hammer drops. Anyway, God bless. Prep out.